Welcome back to another video. If you guys have ever been interested in learning about Google Ads advertising, then stay tuned because in this video, I'm going to do a deep dive on the topic. I am going to build out a Google Ads campaign with you right there. Watch my screen. So stay tuned, hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to learn more, if you have questions on Google Ads, go to cartercrowley.com, get the free Google Ads Masterclass while it is still free. So let's jump into the video. Today's video, we are going over how to build a Google Ads campaign for real estate wholesaling, flipping, rental property investing in 2024. Now, the campaign style that I use might not be the same as yours. You might hear contradicting advice. This is what I use in our business. This is what I've used in the past. We've tested multiple things. We've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars testing in our own real life business. And this is what we've focused on, what we've stuck with over the years. So take it with a grain of salt. It might not work for you, but it is providing results for ourselves. So let's get into the screen presentation. Google Ads is, if you're not familiar with the interface, I am not going to get into the weeds on this campaign or on this specific video, but what I'm going to do is we're going to build out a campaign together. Exactly how I would do it if I was running your ads or if I was advising you to run your own ad campaign. So we're going to click create a campaign. And what we're going to be doing is in all of our campaigns, we are driving for leads. There's multiple different ways of doing it on the Google Ads network. We're going to click leads. In this case, I have conversion settings already set up. I'm not going to get into this on that video, but if you have questions on how to set up the conversion tags on your website, email me, carter@carterppc.com. And then what we are going to do here. So there's search, there's performance max, display, shopping, demand gen, video campaigns. We're going to run a search campaign. I have split tested performance max campaigns. In our area, we tend to get a lot of spam leads. It doesn't work the best for us, but maybe in your area, it works better. The cost per lead was way better with performance max, but the quality was absolutely horrible. So we shut that off on our site. I'm just going to do test campaign. Okay. What we are going to do, we are going to actually change this after the fact, but to get the campaign up and running, we have to optimize for something. We have to have the bidding optimized for something. So we'll leave it as conversions. You can set your average cost per conversion. Like you don't even need to set that. I was going to put $375, but don't even set that. Don't worry about that. And then what we want to do here, campaign settings, uncheck these, please. You are wasting your marketing dollars on these two items. Unless you have the money that you want to spend and waste on it, do not include search network, do not include the display network because you'll get a bunch of impressions, you'll get a bunch of random clicks, but that's not what we want our search campaign to do. You can optimize a new campaign for that. We'll target this metro area. So I'll even show you the back end side of things, how I do some research, target the Raleigh area. And then we are going to say people in or regularly in your targeted area. I'm only English speaking, so I'm only going to target that. Don't click anything here. I would keep this as off and then keep that as off. We'll go to more settings. You can have this ad rotation optimize, best for performing ads. If you wanted to adjust your ad schedule, you can. Like if you're only in the office or you're only willing or able to respond to Google Ads leads on normal business hours, I would probably adjust it to that just so you don't waste marketing dollars. So for our campaigns, what I like to do, and I'll probably dive into like a sample campaign where I can actually show you this, or maybe I'll build this out and then show you what it looks like after the fact. But we do 3 to 4 ad groups. I found that this works best for us. It covers almost every single basis of search that we want to show up for. And then we're not creating millions and millions of ad groups to then check in on, especially when we're doing a manual cost per click campaign. This keeps it simple, easy, to the point. We're not trying to overcomplicate things for ourselves. We're trying to keep it as easy as possible. So I name the campaigns. I always do phrase match keywords to begin. So they're going to have the quotations on them. But since I'm doing a We Buy Houses ad group, I want the keywords to be very similar. I want the concept of the ad group to all be the same throughout. So We Buy Houses is going to have keywords along the lines of We Buy Houses, We Buy Homes. So now that we have the keyword list established, you can see here that we have all these phrase match keywords. And then of course, as the campaign progresses, we will change some of these maybe to broad match or exact match. It really depends upon the search results how much it's costing us, are we generating any leads, and everything along those lines. So what we do in the first part of the ads build out is, of course, we put in the URL, the final URL. If you have a tracking URL that you use, if you're a Carrot fan, you can paste that into here. Then we would insert a phone number that people can call. We do not utilize lead forms. Similar to on Facebook, I've found that lead forms get a lot of spam leads. Like, people are filling them out. They have no idea what they're doing. Because of that, we just do not include them in our ads. Of course, Google is always going to recommend, but who cares what Google says? It is kind of my thing. Then headlines. You have up to 15 different choices that you can choose from. So what we do is this: we buy houses, and then with the system, when I enter like these parentheses, and I'll give you an example right now. So if I went, or I don't even know what this is called. That's not a, it's this symbol right here. I don't know what that's called, but you can then do keyword insertion. You can do countdown. You can do location insertion is what we normally do. But say, let's do keyword insertion. Default text would be something like "we buy houses." So you could do keyword "we buy houses" or something along those lines. I would utilize this as much as you can. These little things right here. I wish I knew what they were called. I don't. I'm not that smart. Then you can continually go through, add more headlines if you want, add more locations like sell your house, whatever, North Carolina, or sell your, say, Raleigh house quickly, and it inserts the actual city that the person is geo-located in. So that's pretty cool, and that's why I utilize that. And you can do the same thing here. So "we buy houses," do that little symbol, and then why I have as a default text, I put like North Carolina in this case, or you could do abbreviation for the state with the 2 letters. So "we buy houses," say Raleigh, quickly for cash, sell without. I wrote out the second description. Again, it's very similar to the first. I'm just trying to do this quickly as to not bore you. Then we go into the images. Again, I would highly, highly recommend that you do include images. You can either have stock images or images of properties in your area. Hint, hint, I would do the second option, so you don't look like every other investor that's using these stock images right here. Again, these are all stock images. You could do something with writing. I don't know if I would recommend that, but what I would recommend is getting similar photos of houses that are in your area. Or if you've done deals before, use example photos from that. Interior, exterior, it doesn't really matter. Just make it seem like you're local to the area. So I'm just going to check box some of these ones so I can skip past this. Okay, we'll click save, and then business name. Of course, it has to match what's on the account. So we will do that. Then you can add a business logo if you wanted to. We already have ours. We are cruising through this thing. In site link extensions, I would, of course, add these. What I would specifically do is you can go into an asset library, or you can create new ones if you would want. But with site link extensions specifically, I would only link it to a page that you have an active form on that you want someone to fill out. So on ours, we have a landing page set up. There's no way to click out of the landing page. So I would continually direct traffic to different spots on that landing page, and thus creating the main focus is someone filling out a form. Because even though some of these might say, like, here, get a cash offer for my property, there's one of them, how it works, any shape or any situation, any shape, 5 reasons to work with us. These all point to the same landing page. They're at just different points on the page. So I'll just check mark these. It's realistic because this is a different URL than I had initially put in there. It won't let us do this. Then we will click done. So there you have it. We built out one of the ad groups. Now we repeat the same step for sell my house fast ad group, cash home buyers ad group, and then probably one related to your specific brand. But instead of boring you with those details right now, I'll catch you up after I'm done building that, and then I'll show you the different nuances that you have to change after you post your campaign. So after you build out those other ad groups, then you get to decide your daily budget. Of course, Google is going to have recommendations for you. Why wouldn't they? Now, do you have to follow their recommendation? Of course not. You pick what works best for you. However, I would recommend at least a minimum of $60 per day before you even begin to think about running a Google Ads campaign. If that is not affordable, if you cannot afford to run that for 90 days straight, without getting a deal, then I would not run Google Ads, at least initially. Maybe try direct mail, maybe try driving for dollars, maybe try cold calling or texting, or just try buying a grouping of leads from like LeadZolo or one of those sites if they're available in your market. I'm just going to click next. I'm not even going to adjust this. So if your Google campaign is like spinning in the upper right hand or upper left hand part of the screen and it says checking for errors, hit the refresh button on your screen, please, because it does this to me all the time. And then these issues come up. Add a budget. Like you just saw, I did add a budget, but obviously that did not count. So we will go with this. I'll click next again. View where it says bidding error. I unclick that initially, but of course Google is going to show it as an error. And then we are going to go back, hit next, go through all this same stuff over and over again. Look at that. It's asking me the same question again. It published right away. Now I'll shut this off prior to getting any results or any leads, hopefully. I'll shut it off actually after I'm done with this video. But what I want you guys to do, so we are optimized for max conversions right now. Now you can definitely run that. You can see how it works out for you. But what I would rather have you do is do a manual cost per click campaign, and then simultaneous to running that, do an experiment testing for max conversion. But to adjust the settings initially, we're going to go into the campaign settings tab. And of course, we're targeting Raleigh bidding. This is what I want you to change. So it says change bid strategy. And then you have to scroll past all this. Look at that. Automatically set a target CPA for us. We did not do that, but we're going to click here. And it says not recommended. And then you have to click into here, right there, manual CPC. Google does not want you to do this. They want everything automated. But until they disallow us from doing this, if that's even a word, we are going to continually do it. So we're going to select manual cost per click. And then now the campaign is complete and we have to let it run, collect data, and optimize for performance. But as you can tell in my specific Google Ads account, we have now, including this test campaign, we have 4 campaigns running, a demand gen retargeting campaign, highly recommend. We have this new test campaign. So here's our main one. And then this is an experiment. But to run an experiment, I'll actually give you guys the nuggets on this right now, the chicken nuggies. We go to experiments, and then if we wanted to change something, we're going to click add a new experiment, custom experiment, search, continually move forward. Then you can name it whatever it is. I would say like max conversion or something. Then you can select which one you want to do it, and then you basically edit and change your settings, what I just changed on that last campaign. You can split test these things, spend 50-50 of the budget, and then ultimately see which one performs best for yourself. And I apologize, my video had cut out before. I know you guys probably love seeing my face. That is how you build out from beginning, middle to end a Google search campaign. This might not work for you in your business. It might not be the best thing to do, but you have to figure it out for yourself, see what works best, see what's most advantageous, and test. Again, Wisconsin, it might work fairly well, but in Raleigh, North Carolina, it might not work fairly well. I'm sure it does. But again, it might be too costly. You might be paying $400 per lead and your systems or processes aren't up to speed on what they should be. And if you guys have any questions on Google Ads, Facebook ads, whatever you're currently running in your business or thinking about running, feel free to shoot me an email, carter@carterppc.com. As I have mentioned in the past videos, I have the free Google Ads Masterclass, which is cartercrowley.com. Soon that will be a paid resource, but it's going to be updated. It's going to have so much more content in there. It's going to have ideas on building out landing pages that I have never shared on video like this, and I've never shared in the past. So feel free to like and subscribe. Get the masterclass while it's free, cartercrowley.com. Peace. I'll see you in the next video.